Good morning. Good afternoon, members. Good morning, Patrick. Welcome back for our first quarter meeting, continuation of our meeting of Friday. Thank you for turning up early. And sorry for any inconvenience that might have happened before our meeting begins. So on Friday, we are following our agenda. Agenda 1 is done, which was prayers. We consent to the agenda. We had chair's remark. We had from Patrick and from me, who is chairing the meeting. And we review our previous minutes, and we had some question on some action points, and board of chair of the board answered questions which were directed to him concerning our action points, and there were few for director. Some he answered them. He said some of those issues were fixed, so we don't know those ones remaining. We are going to hear from him. We also look at the report from the Finance and Audit Committee, which was also adopted. That was agenda number 5. So we are going straight to agenda number 6. I request director to give us feedback on some action points which he thinks need discussions, and then summarize his reports. If you can summarize your reports, director, in 10 to 15 minutes, I would really appreciate that. Geoffrey, are you there? Oh, Geoffrey is not there. Geoffrey is not there. So we are going to use the recording. We shall send Geoffrey, and he will summarize the minutes from there as a joint.
Irene.
Irene, I'm not getting you.
Oh, really? Yes, director?
Yeah, now you have come on board now.
Okay, thank you so much.
But I will request that, sorry, I will request that you put your video off. It's no problem because of the weather condition. The weather condition affects the internet so much.
Okay, thank you. I've done that. So I'm giving it to Patrick. Before I give it to Director Patrick, if there's anything you can add, please. Yeah, Geoffrey has joined back.
Chair, you can continue. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. So, Director?
I would seek for clarification on agenda 5, like you mentioned. Because now I'm struggling with the internet through my computer. If it is about presentations, I need to do it whatever. But I have the report, and I think you also have there. If it is the reporting, yeah, I can do it. I can do it manually, meaning you are not going to be seeing the presentation, as I will use the computer and the phone at the same time.
Patrick can share. Patrick, can you help us kindly? You share?
Absolutely, but apparently it appears that I actually don't have the executive director report. I've been searching all my documents and I haven't seen it.
Actually, he's going to, it's not his report. He's going to handle, is going to handle financial reports. Is going to present to us the assets reports.
Okay, so
Yeah.
let me share the financial reports. Is that right?
Director, can we start with financial reports?
No, it is fine. It is fine. These
Okay.
are all reports that have to be presented. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, let me do that.
Okay. Yeah, there we are.
I don't know if it's visible enough.
It is for me. I don't know for other people.
It's very clear.
I'm trying to zoom in now. You know, you see small phone, you have to zoom in and out. But I think it is I think it is clear.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, thank you very much, Chair, and thank you, Patrick, for bringing this on board. Particularly in this quarter, we, when you look at the template, which I believe this had been shared earlier on enough, you could have gone through it, and yeah. But I will just go brief on key things. One, on the, it is Community Empowerment for Creative Innovation quarterly report for the period ending January, March 2023. We have the comprehensive, this is now under project names, we have the Comprehensive Refugee Response Framework, CRRF. We have the Care for Children, and we have Peace Building Initiative, and then we have the Bridge project. So when you move on to your right, you will see the donor column. It is the European Union, Rukoboko Municipal Council, the Children's Right, Non-Violence Program, Project Fund, and then we have Oxfam, Novi, and then Watch Child Canada. So you will, the next thing is the balance as of 1st January 2023 is, we go to the income column, it is 480, the expenditure is 25,000, the balance is 459,650 Ugandan shillings. And then under the peace building, the balances, the income is 12,283,879 shillings. The expenditure is 12,077,570. Balances. The balance is 206,309 shillings. And then the bridge project, we have 31,007,569 shillings, and the expenditure is 23,775,620 shillings. So the balance is 231,947 shillings. The care for children is 7,040,000, and then the expenditure is 7,040,000. Balance is nil. The organization savings account income is 26,814,072 shillings. Expenditure nil. The balance is as mentioned. Yeah. So am I please move on? Yeah, sure. Now I'm struggling here when somebody is controlling them. Okay. Now on please scroll down a little bit. No. I think it is up. I need to see the subheading there. Yeah, expenditure per project. Expenditure per project is monitoring of groups, that is under the comprehensive under the comprehensive refugee response framework, and then the bank charges. That's what we took, the 25,000, and then under care for children we have. Now you can scroll down. Can you scroll down? Yes, Patrick. Yeah. Now care for children, we have the opening balance there, support to 55 children, conduct review meetings, conduct awareness sessions for January and February, including statutory obligations. Their figures are put there. So you will see that the balance is 2,520,000. And then when you go to this building, you will see sorry, I was cut up by network, by the way. Our network is disturbing so much. And the peace building, you should have seen all those salaries, NSS payee, award for environmental champions, co-creation, dialogue meeting, facilitation, donor visit, travel and epidemic, support to international celebration, and the operations cost. Then when you go to the balances, you will see on the balances is 206,309 shillings. Then when you get to the bridge project, scroll down. You scroll down, yeah, sure. Those are the, stop there, yeah, sure. Thank you. You will see also the list of the costs, salaries, NSS pays, direct activities, travels, equipment and rent, and then operational, you will see that the balances are 7,231,947 shillings. Can scroll down as well. Yeah, so you will see the total expenditures is 50,816,396. And then the balance is, the balances is 10,417,906 shillings. So the summary is just put down on the summary of bank balances as of 22nd March 2023. So the CRRF is 459, and then the Peace Building Initiative is 206, and then the bridge is the 6.411, and then we have the Care for Children, it's 2.520, and then organizational saving is 26.814, and the others there. So the total balances is 37,231,976 savings. That is all about the budget and the expenditure for the quarter. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Director. That is the financial report. Let's have reaction. We've shared this report early enough. You can give your feedback and you ask any question you have in mind for now. Thank you. The floor is open.
Chair, if I may. Okay, Tapista has raised her hand. Sorry, I was unable to see how to raise my hand.
But I think since you started, please go ahead.
Oh, you sure? Okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I had one question for the executive director about travel per diem and accommodations. I think I'm seeing that we had this quarter a very high expenses, particularly to do with the per diem, because I'm seeing here, I'm going to try to color it here so everyone can see. Yeah, I'm seeing here that just under this one project alone, we had an expenditure of 3,200,000 just on per diem. And this is and then when you look at the peace building project, for instance, you'll see that travel and per diem also, we have 925,000 only on per diem. And when you add this up, you will notice that we have over 4 million spent on per diem. And there is not much explanation as to how that happened. So I had a question around that area. I thought there is need for more clarification on that. Over to you, Chair.
Thank you so much, Director. Questions are coming. So maybe you first answer that. Actually, that actually what I was going to ask, because we have 4,125,000 on travel per diem and accommodation, but my questions will be specific on how many people were sponsored on these costs. I don't know, was it accommodation? Was there training in the town that maybe staff went, or we were transporting participants from a certain location to a certain location, and also giving them per diem, maybe food and accommodation? Maybe those clarity can help us, but we have to be specific on number of people that we spend this money on. Thank you. I'm just adding questions on that. Tobista, I can give you, then we give chance to director to answer these questions.
Yes, thank you, Chair. Mine is about the direct expenditures under the bridge project. When you look at the direct costs, direct activity costs, it's like we spent 981,000 in that quarter. But now when you look at the other admin costs, these support costs, salaries, the travel per diem, you find they are very high. And yet what we've spent on activity, which should actually be a justification for why we are being paid, is very low. So it would be very hard that we only did maybe an activity, and for the whole quarter, maybe there should be why that is. And then when you look at also the area of equipment and maintenance, I see it is also high, because now this is a new project. I believe the equipment, if it is motorcycles and what, there should be new things that have been going to be put. The maintenance costs would not be very high. So I'm wondering what could have happened. Then maybe just particularly on this bridge project, CEFOD does some work with the refugee-led organization. And just, I think last week, the program manager was sharing with me performance of the organizations. So there were those in green that had tried to perform. There were those in the yellow area that the performance were bad, and there were those in red, meaning that they had not spent money on activities. So I don't know where we were in that line, because if our direct cost is only 981, then definitely the expenditure, we may be in that red category. So I don't know where we are. The director will let us know, because these are things that our activities should speak more, because the results will be determined from the activities that we have done. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tobista. If we don't have other questions for now, Director, you would clarify and answer these 3 questions which has been directed to you. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you all who sought clarity on the presentation I've just made. The finance would do that, but of course, this is a board meeting. I should be in charge and a principal finance in this regard. Just to start from the last point that a member asked is on the bridge, green, yellow, red. To be specific, we are on the yellow, meaning that we are not able to spend enough. And the bridge project is being implemented in consortium, and one of the partners is CEFOD. But we are in the yellow because the first quarter, when the money was transferred, we are not able to spend enough. and that was not our cause. The cause is that Watch Child Canada was not able to expedite the process, the issues of inceptions and the like, to allow us move on with the implementation. Even when we did the recruitment in September and we brought staff on board in October. So when you see spending on personnel went higher, is because we cannot keep this staff in office without paying them. We must be paying them. And the Watch Child is very well aware about that. Last week they were in office, and that is what we already ratified about it. But the activities continue to go. Why is expenditures on particularly the issues to do with the operations and the like, when things are not happening? You know, and actually incorporating the first question from one of the members is that, you see, we are a CBO and we are very particular with the issues of really sustaining the organization. When you see some of those things, issues to do with the per diem, travels and the like, we do those things, yes, we go, but we don't get into that. We really don't get into this. This is a secret now I have to release to all of you. As members, you should be able to know that if we were giving per diem, according to our policy, which is passed, a per diem, a person who goes out of West 9, I think supposed to get 100,000. But what we do, and the accommodation, the like, and the Watch Child Canada, particularly on the bridge project, they don't give you accommodation, they don't give you even transport. So what we do is to ensure that we use what we can, and we understand ourselves that we can give you this, but can you account for this? Like, for example, we can hire a vehicle at the 200,000, but we put our standard rate local. We say our vehicle is hired at we hire a vehicle at 350. Please put that at 150 into our account, and then you take your 200. This is what we do. That is the trick behind us, and that's why in the last quarter, our presentation on the savings was 23 million. And when you look at the savings now, it is 26 million. That explains the reason why we have to really make sure that we maneuver ways to do some of these things. But we're also very deliberate with to speak directly to our partners. We tell them very openly, this is the way to go, and these are activities that we are doing. So, and this is the way. You understand it is okay, but what you need from us is the results. So I have to respond to this question general like that. We want to sustain the organization. We don't have budget lines to support particularly even meetings like this, but we really have to make sure that we attach some of these costs to certain things. And the finance team and the procurement, they are very well aware about those things. And that is what we do. So that is it. But we have a clear documentation of some of those things in our files, in office. Yeah. When we present this report to you like this, it looks blocked. But when you come on the ground, you realize that the files are being categorized with the different things and the expenditures and the like, and like that. So thank you very much.
Chair, I have my hand up. Sadly, you're unable to see.
Okay. Sorry. Thank you, Director. I'm giving it to Patrick. Yes, Patrick.
Thank you so much. I had another question, and so apparently we have about I think 12 staff or 11 staff at CECI, and Apparently, we have spent over 13 million on salaries within the 3 months. And I wanted to know how many staff are engaged, particularly in each of these 2 projects, because I think we're seeing here that just these 2 projects, we spent over 13 million on salaries. And also, I had a question about the rent. I think at one of the board meetings, we've been informed by the executive director that the space we are renting goes for a rent between, I think 500,000 per month and stuff like that. And are there other, the question will be, are there other projects that are supporting the rent of the space, or is it particularly this project alone? Over to you, Chair.
Okay, thank you so much, Director. Write that question down as I add for you. Just a quick comment. You said if we come to office, there are documents that support this. Unless if you guys are bringing financial report, it has to be detailed a little bit, because we also want to understand, because we will not get time to reach office. But it's good when it is detailed, so that we know this is what is there. You might have the evidence, but the writing has to be detailed. So over to you, Director.
Thank you very much. Particularly on the first question a member asked is that this year we actually from the beginning of the quarter, the funds that we have is from the bridge project. The peace building initiative, we have submitted the budgets and the work plans for the whole year and the budgets for the whole year. We did not get those. But of course, from the last quarter, we had communications with the partner, and some of the activities pushed for this quarter. And that's why we were able to see that we were able to push about 12 million for this quarter, and which is been spent and implemented for the remaining activities. On the contributions to the rent, contributions come from all. What we do is in every project that we put, we write, or any budget that we put to the partner, we make contribution. All partners must contribute. So, and then the other contribution, if, for example, like this time around, it is the bridge project that contributed for our rent. So, but we had to put a standard that our rent should be ranging from 800 to 900. That is the range we put. On the CRRF project, we are getting contribution of about 100,000. From the bridge project, we are getting a contribution of about 400 something to 500,000. And then from the peace building, we are getting a contribution of about 400,000. Then we merge this together, and we understand with ourselves, the service providers, to make sure that we are always very open to our service providers to see that we also want to sustain ourselves as an institution, as an organization. We cannot continue to be there. Tomorrow projects will be off. Can we lay the staff off? No, we cannot make that mistake. So, but for this quarter, the contribution is just coming direct from the bridge project, because, but the condition is that we are putting that we are renting. We have already submitted the budgets, for example, for the peace building project, and then the CRRF, they have not yet sent for us monies. So as soon as they send their monies to our account, we deduct that money automatically to our savings account. That is how it happened, how we do it. So, but we have to account it to them because we understood ourselves with the service provider who is giving us that. Personnel, you see, when it went like that, we have several, we have about 13, even more than that. The program team, the field team, and then we have the support staff. It has gone more than that. So, and this year around, this quarter, based on the budgets that we have put in place, we increased their pay to a certain level. Not like in the last quarter, which of 2022. So that's why when you see the budget shooting a little bit higher, it is because of that. Two, we also tried as much as possible, because these projects, they bring, we make contributions. We make contributions, and the budgets that we have submitted for this year, it included contributions. That's why when you see, like for example, we say finance and admin, if it is getting like 400,000 from this project, then from another project should be able to get like 300, maybe another project 50,000. So those are the things. That's why when you see those things, it is merged generally because of contributions that they should be able to come, because particularly on the management, so that they can to do some of this, to touch all of these projects and the like. And then again, another thing on specifically the projects, we have staff who can do multiple things, touch it there and touch it here, and they don't take that money. That is what it happens. Like for example, we have the C4C project. The staff that is put as a focal person there will only benefit from airtime and maybe this field travels to do some of these activities. But the kind of the pay that goes directly to the savings account. So those are the things that we do. That's why when you see it is summed up there to that level, it is because we also want to make sure that should be incorporated to be part of the salary. And yet it is, we understand ourselves locally within ourselves. And of course it is for us that we move together. So that is I am trying to respond. I'm not answering the questions, but I'm trying to respond generally. Thank you. Back to you, Chair.
Okay, Director, I thank you so much. Your explanation might raise more questions. Although my question you've not answered, I asked before, how many staff are we facilitated with this 4,105,000?
For these trips, yeah.
And travel.
I thought I started with that, because you see this thing is it depends. Like these trips are mostly, they are within West Nile and outside West Nile. So
how many trips did we had?
And no, I don't know how many trips, but for me, what we do is everyone, depending on the programs. Like for, depending on the programs, like for this quarter, in January, myself, I'd been in Kampala. PM had been in Kampala several times, and they also traveled even to Europe. And then finance team had been in Kampala. The field team had been in Kampala and the Arua and the Obongi. And you know, it is, I cannot mention exactly how many trips, but my point there was, we can do this, but leaving out the policy. By policy, we say, this person, you're supposed, when you go there, you're supposed to get 100,000 as per diem. But what we do on ground is 25,000. We give you 25,000. You go and manage yourself there. Like a partner like Watch Child Canada. They will say, facilitate your team. They will say, you send for us 3 people, facilitate them, accommodate them. You see, so those are the things that always happen. So, but what we do is we also understand that we need to grow as an organization, as an institution, as people. We need to grow, but can we put a priority for the people? Yeah, that is. I started actually with that question. Yeah.
Chair.
For you. Yes, Patrick, I have one question direct to you, Patrick, and I'll give you also a chance to talk, but I also have one director. So my question that goes to director is, do we pay staff per project, or we just give them salary monthly? That is my question to the ED. Then another question I have is this one to our chair for the board, Patrick. Should we be aware of salary increment of the management team as board?
So thank you for that question. I actually wanted to come as well and talk about that. But first, Topista had her hand up for a long time. I think before I can answer, I'm going to.
Sorry, I don't see here the hands up. Help me.
Okay, thank you so much, Chair. I'm just going to add my voice. We appreciate the initiative that the Secretary has taken to ensure that there are savings for the organization. I think what needs to come out clearly is, for instance, if they had put for us that this is the per year, now on a separate report, a breakdown that indeed per year much as you see there for the actual activities, it was this, and then for our savings as an organization, it is this amount. It will be clear and would not be dragging this issue like that. It's because of the lack of clarity that we are asking so many questions to try to understand.
Yes.
But of course, their efforts are welcome. Yeah, so that was the part that I really wanted to put forward. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Tobisa. You're actually very clear. I don't know, but at the end of this, I think we should propose, if there's need of another report attached to financial report next time, to explain each of the budget, and also date. For me, I'm so curious of date. You can say on this date we send this staff for these activities, they spend this. That one we shall not ask questions. We will reach and understand that. Thank you, Tobista. Yes, Patrick.
So yes, first of all, I wanted to say, which was also a question actually to Benson, is that he in your responses, you haven't been very specific you're rather giving us concepts and explanations that are not very specific. So I think probably we need more specific answers as to whether, first is, how many staff do we have? The documented staff we have are 12. And you're giving us concepts that say, for example, it might exceed that. Can you be very specific? How many staff do we have? And that is like the first question. And then the second question is, how many staff is each of this project facilitating? Because apparently you as well haven't clarified. You've just been talking about contributions from one project to another, but there's nothing clear about how each one of them is supporting the staff that we have. So how many staff are assigned per each project? Or how many staff are being facilitated by which project? And the other, I think those should be the two questions first, maybe, that you should answer. And then the other regarding the question from Irene about whether the board should be aware of staff salary increases. That is absolutely true. And when the management is planning to increase salaries, it has to consult with the board, and the board has to approve the increment that the management is going to institute. And that will be after the board has examined that the increment will actually be sustained. So, and apparently for this case, that didn't happen. And I think it as well takes us back to a point that was raised in the previous board meeting, that there seems to be things that are completely a responsibility of the board that the management is doing on behalf of the board or without the knowledge of the board.
Yeah.
Over to you, Chair.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. We talk about that, the contradiction of roles of management and the board, because I asked that question basing on what director has explained, that there was salary increment, which I don't remember us discussing here. That's why I asked the chair to explain, because if we are supposed to be aware, then I don't remember us discussing this. So over to you, Director.
On staff, I was looking through from 12. Now we have 14 staff who have been paid. Yeah, so yeah. But of course, others came by the way. Others came by the way. And then two on salary increment. I brought this as a statement, and I was very particular on issues of sustainability. Yeah. But the budgets that we submitted, particularly for this quarter, is indicating salary increment, which are not yet been done. But of course, that is what we have not acted. But of course, the budgets are not yet even whatever. Like for the bridge project, the year ends in June, and that's what we tried our best to do, to increase in the budgets. And then the peace building, the budgets for particularly for this year, 2023, is not yet approved. I think if I had a lengthy explanation and I would say it was a response, probably that was that is something which did not happen. But then also the question directed to chair or board, that is Patrick, is on the budget, if the board should be. That is, honestly, that is a responsibility of the board. It's a responsibility of the board to say, and it can be informed by the management, that which is the secretary, to say that who do we I mean, why do we increase the salary, and to who and the how? Those ones are normal practices which always happen. Yeah, and it is a key because that is informed by policy. Back to you, Chair. And then I mean, before you come on board, before you come on board, on it, you made you said if the board should be informed on certain issues. I think it skipped up my mind a little bit. That was your first comment from the beginning. We are all in this together. If you want to make, yes. Are you getting me?
Yes.
Yeah. So what I was trying to say is that this is a shared responsibility that we should be able to move together, particularly on the issue of reports and the like. If there's a separate report that can be shared, but of course, you know, board meetings are very specific and they are time bound. That's why you realize sometimes just a brief summary is shared. What we share with you is just a summary of what happened. But if you will be sharing some of those things, it will be a little bit longer. But I still remember one of the things that the resolutions that is that the reports that we share should be able to be with the partners, should be able to be shared with the board. If they can take their time to read through and understand what is happening, and I think that comes back to that point there. Thank you. Back to you.
Help me, Patrick. Let's go up. Let's go up. I have some question. Currently, let's go up here. Currently, we have around 4 projects. I think director did not understand the question raised by Patrick, which is very sensitive one. That you mentioned that now we have 14 staff. Others came by the way. I don't know how we can understand that. Me have not understood. You said others came by the way. Maybe if you can clarify that point. Now that we know we have 14 staffs and we have here 4 projects: comprehensive refugee response framework, we have care for children, we have peace building initiative, and we have the bridge project. These 14 staffs, which project pays how many staff? I think that was the question Patrick raised, right, Patrick?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So maybe director, you can clarify how many staff are attached to which project?
The CRRF pays 1 staff, but of course, we have not paid staff with that because the money is not there. They have not sent us yet. So we used our own strategy to pay the person who is there. It's only 1 person who is paid on that. C4C has been giving money, but that money we divert into our savings. So the projects that are paying staff is the peace building, though for this quarter they have not sent, but we also tried our best to pay the staff who are there, who implement the peace building project, and the bridge. Yeah, the bridge and the peace building, this is where they have staff. But the CRRF and then
how many staff are under peace building? And how many are under bridge project?
Under peace building, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And then under Under the bridge, we have 4. Under CRRF, we have 1, and then you see for C we have 1. And then the other staff, these who are support staff, they don't have direct whatever. Those ones they benefit from administration, which is a SO, but we refuse to put that under administration. But it is a kind of cost sharing from the from this bit of project. We remove small from this one. Like if you're supposed to get like 500,000, we say pull for us the 50,000. We put there. So that is what we do. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. I love the creativity. So there are 10 staff that are attached to 3 projects. So the Comprehensive Refugee Response Framework pays 1, the Peace Building pays 4, and the Bridge pays 4. So now that's mean they have 4 more staffs that are being paid due to creativity, right? Getting money from different corners to raise their salary. So Patrick, that is the summary from director. You have any other question to be? I don't see hands, please. If there are hands, Patrick, you tell me.
Absolutely. If there are hands, I will tell you. And thank you so much, Chair. And that is the question I've been longing to have it answered. And you see, now that it is answered, this is where my original question came from. If we have 4 staff that are being paid by the bridge, and we have an expenditure of 11 million of net salaries within 2 months, because down there it says it's from January to Feb. How do you justify that?
Yeah. Over to you, Director. I said your explanation will raise more questions. So you see, questions are coming. So you can, and also the traveling, if you can go down a little bit, Patrick, if we have only 4 staffs, we are spending, 3, if there are only 4 attached to this, but we are spending 3.2, we are spending 925. Maybe, this raise some questions to the director.
I can justify that by our salary scale, which I don't want to get into details now. That is what I can say for now. But I will be able to share with you the reports that we have already submitted. We'll go one by one, who gets what at what, how much. That really will make really this meeting a little bit shorter. Thank you.
Okay. Welcome, Director. We shall really be happy to receive that report. And I think in our next meeting, probably we should have the finance, because there are some questions that probably needs finance answers, not only from director. Because when you're presenting a report that is not yours, sometimes it becomes tricky. Yes, Tobista or Patrick, how can we move forward from here? Is the question now. We are not satisfied with director's explanation. They are very brief. It cannot explain the expenditure. But director, my humble request is we have to compromise our direct money for activities and equipment and travel per diem accommodation, because if we spend more on accommodation other than activities, I don't think that kind of report can attract donors. We have
Toby
to,
has a hand up, Chair.
yes, we have to harmonize that. Yes, yes, Patrick?
Toby has her hand up.
Okay, yes, Tobista?
Thank you, Chair. My question would go to the board chair. Have we issued contracts for staff for this year?
That's a very good question. So we have contracts issued, but the contracts issued to the staff, our policy says that the executive director can issue them. And so the one for this year, we have contracts issued, but the contracts issued are for 12 staff. At least to the best of my knowledge so far.
So what can you say about the 2 more staffs?
Well, so the executive director said other staff came by the way, and I don't understand what exactly that means. So I literally can't say anything on that because I have no idea what that even means.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me shift on for Patrick. The contracts had been issued, and then when I said that, by the way, we have people who, I think we have one person who came in February, and then we have one person whom we literally who came and sat for finance and admin. We played it mildly that our finance and admin will come back, and it takes that smaller period of time. So that's why that's what I said. That's why I was using the word "by the way." Maybe it may not be the right word to use. Yeah. So that yeah, maybe it may not be the right word, but that is the point there. Yeah.
Papista has her hand up.
Yes, Toby?
Thank you, Chair. Director, I'm not getting you very well because I think from the discussions we had before, the person who was supposed to come to step in for the finance and admin as she's on maternity leave, you had informed us that this person was already earmarked for the bridge project. So I think he should have been part of the core for that bridge project. That was the basis for which we decided to say that you could go ahead and bring him on board so that as he is handling the bridge project for which he would be employed, then he can take on the other projects as well as we wait for the finance and admin to come back. I thought that was the understanding. But now when we say that this person was brought in just for a cover-up, yet he was already earmarked for a project. So those are 2 different things for which it should really come out clearly which one is which. Thank you.
Okay, over to you, Director. I was in that meeting. That was a meeting we had as Finance and Audit Committee, because we were convinced that there was a project that needs, a helping hand. So we bring that one under that project, as Tobisa has explained. So I don't know if that did not work out. So you would also explain it much clearer. Thank you.
Yeah, that is a reality, that because I was also taking the minutes, and that is how it was. But my concern was that this should be pushed to the board to move a motion and that particular thing. But of course, our concern was whether there were resources to cover up that is space, which I think I made it very clear that we have the bridge project, we have a project accountant. So which might be used to cover up that position. So that was what happened. Yeah, that was the point there. But of course, during our but of course, I think like from this meeting, we're supposed now to be presenting this, that this is what we have moved as a finance and the audit committee, that this is going to cover this, but it will cover up that. And then the board should be able to move a motion and say, this is the person as a fact committee, we have confirmed it. This is that's why I use the word by the way. Yeah, so we really have to be very sensitive in certain things that we, yeah. When we talk, and me, I'm very sensitive in some of these things. I don't want to decide that this one is, but for me, because it was an emergency, I and the team marked that this is what should be able to happen, and we cannot bring someone from the dust into whatever. We need someone who's, and it is a person who had been helping us in one way or the other, even capacity building the finance team and the like. So that is it. So that's why I use the word by the way. And even in the payroll, a chair will bear with me that we developed a payroll that generates every individual, the names and the year the person joined. And I decided not even to include that person in that payroll in a way. So and of course that informs the whole thing, and that's why I use the word by the way, which is very important. That
Executive Director, Chair, sorry, I needed your permission to interrupt you.
It's okay, go on.
Yeah, I think Executive Director, there's something very simple about the question asked by Topista that you're not answering, which is that, was it the same person who was earmarked, the one that is covering up the finance and admin, or not? It's either a yes or a no.
Yes, it's the one. And the top, the chair for finance and audit committee, when she came to Koboko, to our offices, I think she met the person.
Topi?
Yes, really, I am confused because I believe the processes were clear. After our committee agreed, we brought this issue in the last board meeting, and the executive director was given the green light to onboard this person on the bridge project. I don't know whether it is just a point of a misunderstanding, because I expected that this guy would be on the payroll for the bridge project. And then as he's handling that bridge project, he would be taking on supporting these other projects, which should have been supported by the finance and admin as she is away. That was really the key points we raised. So I think somehow, maybe he didn't understand, but that was the stand even from the board meeting. And I remember when I was in Koboko, I reiterated the same issue to him. That means he already had the support of the board to go ahead and officially bring this volunteer on board as the accountant under the bridge project, as he had initially mentioned. So it's like we are going backwards when we are taking steps forward.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Over to you, Chair.
Okay. We are getting confused because we are not moving. Director, your explanation, you're not being straightforward. That's why we are not moving. We are stuck somewhere there because as much as you're explaining, there is two things that is making us still ask questions. Because if Pastor Bista has said, if this man is coming, if he was coming under the bridge project, why up to now you've not included him in the payroll? Who has occupied that position in the bridge project? Maybe you can also answer that so that we know. And maybe just a quick one. Those 4 staff who are attached to bridge project, what are their positions?
Chair, I'm sorry, Chair. I think I'm suggesting that we have to move forward. A couple of those things. I will make, like I said, I'll be able to share this other report to define exactly what is required, and I like the who is there involved and they're doing what. I'll be able to share that. Yeah, I really, that for me, it is a recommendation that so that we don't dwell so much in this particular agenda, and yet it has taken us almost even an hour now. Yeah. And we have a lot of things that need to be captured. Yeah. So I'm sorry, just it is a request to you as a chair for this time. But if a more explanation required, particularly on those, honestly, I will do it.
Yeah. Okay. I think director is very clear. So it's an open issue. Let's discuss about it. Should we give him time to share a report, a detailed report explaining all this? What should we do?
Chair,
yes.
You people will guide me, but I am suggesting a motion to move a motion for the executive director to share the updated payroll that has all these informations of the stuff he's talking about, that has all this information detailed in it.
When should he share that? Today or through email anytime?
At least immediately after the meeting. This could be maybe in a week's time or days' time, but something like that.
Director, are you okay with that?
Those things are all documented. It will not take me a longer time, but of course today, but I will do that when I'm in office. Currently, I'm out of office. I'm just at my. But anytime I will do that.
Let's give
even tomorrow I will do it because these are things.
Let's give you a week. Let's give you a week to prepare that and share. But still, if I ask those who are not on payrolls, that means they will not appear.
No, all have to be included. All have to be in the payroll.
Okay, that's okay. So when you're sharing with us a detailed report explaining this expenditure and what of you for Q1, you also share that with us. Is that okay, Patrick?
Yes, it sounds good with me.
Okay, any other question from you, Tovisa? Should we adopt this report or we leave it open until a detailed report is shared?
I am suggesting here that the finance expert guide us, Tovisa.
Tovisa, please.
Thank you, Chair. I think given that the report has generated a lot of discussions, we can leave it as we get a detailed explanations that will satisfy us so that we can pass the report.
Okay. That's okay. So we are leaving it like that until some questions are answered. So probably we may even push it to the next quarter meeting or any emergency meeting. But I suggest when director share with us, because we are going to have a lot in Q2 meeting. So if we can have emergency meeting to look at this financial report with explanation, and that day, I wish the finance also be around. I don't know what you guys can say, but from me, that's what I can say. We shall have special meeting to handle this report. If there's nothing to add, we are going to agenda 8, that is work plan and annual budget. On this, we are going to review the work plan and the budget. As per discussion of last time, we had an emergency meeting where we discussed this. So we gave director the chance to go and present our view to the management. So director, you can give us what the secretariat discussed about our questions, some corrections. You can give us those feedback as Patrick shares. Patrick, you can share the work plan and the budget, the annual work plan.
Okay, let me just do that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, as Patrick shares the budget, thank you, Chair, that we are moving into this direction. And I believe that all of you must have read and from the extraordinary board meeting that we had, there were a couple of observations, and that particularly the plan was thrown back, and we were able to move further, even create more columns into that, and they defined now those things very much specifically on how those can be handled. So I believe that me going through this, even from here, looks very small. Going through them one after the other, it is going to drag us a little bit longer. I would suggest that if you, from this new version that is on the screen now, I'm seeing it, probably all of you are seeing it. If there are other things that you felt should be included or removed, I think it should be now be coming from you people. And the second part of it is that we redefine the activities again and again. There are others that we removed based on the observations from the extraordinary meeting, which I took note of it, and also it was also recorded. We tried to make sure that we really be very specific. And then when you look at the key action steps, we we simplified them up to a level of an activity, though our intention was not to make it really as activities, but it should be a kind of block thing. But we realized that as a implementing team department, when we present to someone who is not implementing, more questions come than other than saying yes, should be like this. So that is what way of that. I would be so much very interested to hear feedbacks on if the comments that have been given were incorporated or not. And then, of course, the budget is also there. We tried to align the budget so much on that, but unfortunately, the budget, we are not able to, we shared the budget, but that time we are not able to have more comments on that budget when it was shared, but it was more on this one, on the work plan. Yeah. Thank you. This is what I can say for now. Thank you, Patrick, for sharing it.
You're welcome.
Okay, Director,
Back to you, Chair.
just a quick one. Our interest is to know because already we've looked at the work plan, we know how it is. So what we want from you is to give us the feedback from management, from, I think we've put red or which color. So what, not the whole work plan.
Sorry, I'm not getting you, Chair.
Okay, my question is, what we expect from you is comment the management team on those areas. We comment last time either to remove or not to explain. Not you don't have to explain the whole annual work plan, but just where we gave our comment. Were they okay with it? Have they adopted, or have they explained more? Just that.
Yeah, I think those comments were incorporated, and then that's why to make it more clearer, there was, when you look at the presentation now, we have a column of reach. We have a column of reach which has been created. You see session target, and then you see reach, and that is something, and that's what I made it very clear to the team. It was not only the management, but everyone in the office was involved in this. Actually, a field officer was made to take a lead to do those things after me presenting to them. So, and that's what, that sound now said, okay, for this reason, let us have a target and let us have a reach. So that now that is an M&E language now. So that everything can be very much clearer in a way. But those comments were all incorporated. And we also went one after the other based on the activities proposed. And those ones that we saw, they have been duplicated. They are duplicated activities. Yeah. And those ones were able now to fine tune them and changing them here and there, remove from here and there. So that is what is there now. So
that's okay, Director, but it still is not answering me direct. I wish we had that report. Then you would say, here we had this comment, so management has brought this. So here we had this, in the board meeting, management has said this. That would really help us understand this better. But I don't know, Patrick, from you and Tobista, are you guys okay with this explanation? Or do you have the other work plan and our comment? Who has it, by the way? Or the minutes? Do we have that minutes shared with us?
No, actually I shared the first version, and then I shared actually this one, the last. I shared this one the last. Yeah, because based on those things, but minutes, based on our previous whatever it was, the recording minutes were not specifically shared. Though I was checking, but I did not share minutes, particularly from our extraordinary meeting, because this one happened during our extraordinary meeting.
Yeah. Okay.
But I did not share minutes specifically on that. I was taking note, but of course, specifically on the plan and the like. But when I shared with the team and this is what is happening, that's why there's a column for sessions also, which were created by the team, not me, but by the team. Now, you know, we need to make this specific.
Tovista, Patrick, let's comment quickly because already our time is over, so that we see how we can harmonize and at least the remaining agenda.
Yes, Chair, if I may.
Yes.
First, I want to thank the Executive Director and the management for taking into account the feedback from the board and making a couple of changes to the work plan, which is good. And I think maybe a suggestion from my side would be that next time it would be nice for the Executive Director to share like maybe 2 documents. If, for example, you have made a final one like this one, also share the previous one, the working document that you people use for developing this one, such that we know that this is the progression from point A to B.
Exactly.
Such that we can see that one clearly. And then I also had questions about the reach. So apparently the target session is, let's say, how much an action point will happen. Is that clear, Executive Director? Benson, are you there?
Let me see, he's actually not there.
Okay. Okay. Oh, he has dropped off?
Yeah, he has.
Okay, because one of the things that I was looking through this budget and the work plan I couldn't understand were some things to do with how the idea of reach is being employed across the different action steps. Because when you notice, okay, let's say their assumption is that they are going to conduct 3 needs assessments, which becomes the target, right? And then let's say the reach is the number of people they will engage in this needs assessment. Let's say 3 needs assessment, they're going to have 60 people who will engage in it. And that means maybe each needs assessment will have 20 people, something like that. That one is a little bit clearer. But now let's look at certain things that can't be defined clearly. It's down here, which I found very hard to understand what it actually means. Yeah, like this one you see here, 10.1.5, it's to create a cloud database to store and organize all documentation of CECI activities. The target session is 1. The assumption is that we are creating 1 cloud database, but the reach is 20, and I don't understand what that is even. Like in this case, what is the reach they are referring to? And then another, for example, is to lobby for office. When you hear, for example, to procure land, the idea is to procure 1 piece of land. And then the target is 20. What does that even mean? It's like, so it's like, this is one of the things that I was trying to really like struggling to understand what that means. Yeah, maybe someone has a better understanding of the work plan than I do. I would really appreciate like your help with understanding some of these things. Yeah.
I just want to ask a
Yes.
simple question.
Yeah.
What is the risk of approving a work plan? Okay, let's say work plan. If we risk to approve it and we say at some, because one thing right now, we are against time. Q1 is already done. Okay, we are going for Q2 and we need this work plan to guide us. So if we approve because we are on hurry,
yeah,
what the possibility of revoking the decision made? There is here. Tobista, please, you guide us, and the director also come and guide us. Because for me, I also failed to understand the work plan. For me, I thought we would have 2 documents, those that, colored. Okay, last time we talked about this, management brought this, we harmonized this one has been removed, this one is this, because this one, you cannot compare and you cannot understand. This one look definitely a new thing. So it's hard, but Tobista, please guide us.
Thank you, Chair. For me, I really think we cannot approve something just before understanding it. Because from the extraordinary meeting, it was very clear. What they had to adjust was mostly some activities that had to be merged, then some new activities that introduced, and it was all around targeting. So they would have simply gone back and done that, and it wouldn't take us this long. So he should have been in position to explain, this is what was suggested, like you have rightly mentioned, this is what was suggested, and this is what we have done. That would really give us a green light to approve this today, because there would be no need for back and forth. Those things were very clear.
Absolutely.
Now where we are, and he has dropped off, so I really don't know how we can proceed, because unless he explains to us, and then he explains to us the element of the reach, because I see the targets seem to have been done, unlike in the past. So that element they have introduced, they needed to explain to us what exactly it is, then that would give us the green light to approve the work. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes. Yes, I think we are heading to the same direction. There are more things that we need to understand about this. So Patrick, that is where we are, because I want to be guided. At last, I have to make a decision as the leader today on this, but I first need to be guided. It's a risk that when we agree to take, we have to agree together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think you both have said it rightly. And maybe another thing I would just say is that work plans, like we all know, are just working documents. Even when they're approved, they're never fully perfect. We will always come back and maybe want to change something in them and something like that. But like you've all said, we need to be clear that we understand it the way they at least do, right? Such that when we are talking about the work plan, we both can defend it from the same perspective. Yeah. But and I think that is something that we all want. We want to get all on the same page, the board as well as the management. and then we have a document that we all own, like these different levels of governance all on this document as something that, yes, we think should be the one working for this year. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yes, Patrick, because I see we are only three when Geoffrey is not there. So
yeah, Geoffrey has tried monitoring the WhatsApp group as well. He has tried joining, but I think he has a terrible network in his school. So he keeps dropping off. Yeah.
That's okay, but you will share with him the recording so that
Absolutely.
he can. Yeah, and so because it's very important for us to understand this work plan.
Yeah.
Imagine if you're invited by a donor to explain your work plan as a board member. Yeah. And you see figures you cannot even explain, and you have approved it. So that is a risk.
Yeah.
As much as it might not be perfect, but we have to at least understand it so that when we ask, we are able to explain. Maybe if they can use simple language that will make us understand. Maybe the languages are the one confusing us. I really don't know. So it is already 6, and we are in number 8. So okay. What we do?
Let me try calling him again, Benson. Let me try calling him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Tabista?
Yes, Chair.
If we say let this work plan be used for now like that until we are okay, then we approve, even if during the second quarter. You're expert in this. What is the risk?
Well, of course, once something is not yet approved, it cannot be a working document. But unless we say it is approved pending these changes that we want to make, then it will become a working document. Yeah.
Okay, approved pending.
Yeah.
I think that is what we shall do today. We shall make it approved pending so that they start using it. Meanwhile, we can organize for another emergency meeting where a director can come and explain more about this. And then now we can append signatures and approve the document.
I think that will be okay.
Yeah, okay. Yes. So yeah, thank you for the guidance.
Sorry. Chair.
Yeah.
I just reached out to Benson. He's joining in. His phone had blacked out. I think the battery had gone off. So he has just been putting it on charge. So he will be joining in. He suggested that we continue with the discussion without him. I said, come on, we can't discuss your plan without you. It doesn't make sense.
Exactly. But as I don't know if you've heard what Tobisa has said, because I asked her a question. She gave us a very good recommendation that we can at least say we can approve while we say approve pending, so that they can start using the documents. Meanwhile, we organize for emergency meeting, understand this document well, then we now approve, because time is going. They need to start using these documents. So at least we have something so that this document is being implemented as we wait for further, explanation and approval.
Yeah, yes, that sounds good too. Yeah, that sounds good too. Yeah, and I wish you could join in and make clarifications on some of these things, because it appears some of the things they have made changes to them and so forth, and while others they haven't. Because if you can recall, I think we had some of these things were way, it had a lot of action points under them, and apparently some of them have disappeared. Yeah. So, but yeah, I think if we can be able to join and explain some of these things, probably we can find a ground to see and seek its approval.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we are going to wait from him if he comes, but it is already time. So what should we do? We are even beyond by 17 minutes. It's already 17 minutes past. So what should we do? We add in more minutes, because I see we have a lot. We have a lot.
You see, one thing for sure is this, is that if we make these documents clearer, and if we can explain them more clearly, for example, when we are presenting them or responding to questions, I think in a way it makes the entire meeting completely brief or shorter, at least. Yeah. Come on, like what we did when we were asking Topista questions about the visit she had and the internal audit she did. I think that it was pretty straight to the point. The question was, why was it like this, right? And then Topista goes straight away to the point. So, well, it is this, and that. But I think when we start making it a sermon, it takes that long, absolutely. But I think it would be good for us to have be very precise on these things and just have these key documents approved, and if any key processes as well kick-started. And Benson is back, by the way.
Okay, Director, you're back. Welcome back. We are already late. We are
back.
still.
I have to, thank you.
Oh, okay. We
I
are.
have 3%. My phone
would you be remaining on charge as you're communicating?
No, in there's no network. I have to move out.
Oh.
But this one will take me the next 10, 15 minutes. Chair, are you there?
Yes. We were analyzing the annual work plan.
Yes, please.
We wanted to be very clear and explain those changes the Secretariat have made, so that we can approve this, because we try to read, we are still not understanding other things.
Chair, maybe if you can be a little bit very specific, based on the changes that we made on the duplication of the activities, which were highlighted and then during our extraordinary meeting, and then 2, there was an issue to do with the target per year and then the baseline. I think that is something that we also looked at it. It was a little bit confusing, and that was an action point at that very particular time. So we tried as much as possible to correct that. We created another column. We said there should be a session, and then there should be a target. And then that target, we use the word target for a year. The target should be, the target is for a year. It is, you just go up, just go up. It should be target for a year. It is not target per year. So that is what we've discussed. But now from here, we said it should be session target. And then we also said, let there be a reach. Because you can have a session target, like we say, here we are talking about Yumbe, Obongi, and the Koboko. What are these sessions? We say these sessions are what? Are 3. And this one will need assessment. So meaning we will do 3 from this. But now the reach. How many people do we want to reach? That's how we tried as much. Based on the discussions we had, we have to split this one thing into two, so that it fits in another way. Maybe that's why I was so particular when I was saying those are things that we discussed, and we should be able maybe to, if it is very clear or not, or maybe there's a need to bring another word to put into that. It is something that we should be able to look into. And then, of course, the duplicated activities, those ones are already being corrected in this very particular plan, which we have shared. That's why I was saying we could be now going exactly directly to those things that we already discussed. You now look through it, whether it has been corrected based on our extraordinary meeting, or they are not yet been fixed. And then we can move on with the plan. This is a working document. We can, and then say that maybe we just need to do this one here, fix this one here and that here. And then, yeah, just like that. And we'll continue to do this probably maybe on quarterly basis, because at the end of it, we just need to reach what we really need to reach.
Chair,
thank you.
I have a hand up.
Okay,
Yes,
okay. I will definitely let her. But a quick question, Director. Now, when you say this one, just the first one, which is need assessment in 3 different locations, and our target to have 3 sessions. So, and to reach 60. So now that means in every session, we are targeting to have 20 to reach 20 people.
Yes. In Koboko, we want to reach 20 people because this is a need-based assessment. And in Yumbe, we also need to reach 20. And then in Obongi, we also need to reach 20 people. But these are key informants.
Okay, Tobista, please. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Chair. I'm going to mention something because our issue here was that this particular reach the director included. We are trying to understand exactly what he means by this reach, because there are others you may be able to guess, others you may not, because that has been the area of misconception on our side. If he can explain for us clearly this element of reach, I think the like he rightly mentioned, the key things that were identified in the extraordinary board meeting were more to do with the duplication, the targeting, and all that. So now he introduced the element of reach, which in some cases, like the board chair mentioned, like rent, not rent, I think acquiring land, one, then there's a reach of 20. What exactly is that? So those are the things that if they could come out clearly, then it would be easy for us to adopt the work plan and approve. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a straight question, Director. You would answer that. That is
sorry.
11.
Sorry, I did
11.
not get the. It was a break. There was a break. I did not get the pista clearly.
Okay, her question is like can we look at 11.1.2? Are you seeing where it says procure land 30 by 30 meters? Okay. Yes.
11.1.2.
Location is Koboko.
Patrick, can you go to 11?
The target is 1,
yeah.
and the reach is 20. What if you say the reach is 20? Do we hope that by the end of the year we should have 20 different plots, or what do we mean here, this 20?
No, that could have been 20 by 30. That could have been 20 by 30.
This is funny.
Because, Director, it doesn't make sense, because already here it says 30 by 30. Now, again, if you say 20 by 30, are we not?
That doesn't make sense.
No, it is 30. I think, yeah, that is an error. Yeah. That is an error. Wanted one land, the reach should be 30 by 30. I think that is just an error.
When you say reach,
that is an error.
I have a question, Director. When you say reach, what do you mean? In this case,
the reach is
because clearly you have defined what you intend to procure. You have defined even the meters very clearly. So in the case of reach, what do you mean exactly? What do you intend?
In a reach, we are looking at the coverage. A reach is a coverage. How many people you are reaching? That is how we define the reach in the M&E language. Yeah.
So in the case of the land, what is reach?
So
land is not people.
Land, our target is the 1, and I think, like I said, that reach there put 20. I think it is supposed to be 30 by 30. That is the meter.
Okay, let me ask you then about this one here. Do you see 10.1.5?
About the cloud.
So here you intend to create a cloud database, one cloud database, and then you say reach of 20. What is that reach in this case?
10 point,
10.1.5.
10.1.5. Create a cloud database to store and organize all documentation of CECI.
Are you there?
Yeah, I think he's there. And he can also, Director, meanwhile you're, I don't know, preparing, you can also explain in the same scenario in 10.1.6. Hello, Director. Hello? Hello, Director? I think he's not in, Patrick.
Actually, he's in.
I think he's still on.
He's on. Yeah.
He's on, but I don't know, maybe the battery is not allowing him.
He's.
But the same question I have also for 10.1.6, Patrick, is also, if you read,
Yeah. Yeah.
it says share documents with stakeholders such as media outlets and CECI's media coverage. So the location is Koboko office.
Yeah.
The target for the reach is 20. And also here, I don't know, even this target, I don't understand.
Yeah.
And also the reach,
So,
maybe you can explain there.
Yeah, I feel like I really.
One.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I don't know how they came about with. I mean, the idea of the reach is very clear, at least as being coverage.
Yeah,
is very clear, but it's much clearer, for example, when you're dealing with people and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
But when you're dealing with other things that are not humans, it tends to now not be clear in terms of, for example, how you quantify it. I don't know if Toby, do you have a better way of how in M&E language reach can be used, for example, for these things in this case?
Because I think there are areas where this reach is really not applicable.
That is exactly
so I believe
the thing.
They should have said not applicable.
Exactly.
Where they are not applicable, not forcing our figures there. So
exactly. Because certain things it doesn't apply really.
Oh.
I mean, come on, when you're providing training, it applies. You're dealing with human beings.
Yeah.
If for example, you're collecting impactful stories and stuff like that, and you want to showcase them, well, at least this one under the target, it applies because maybe you want to collect 20 stories, 4 stories, or 30 stories. It makes sense. But how about the reach? Are you planning to collect it? Yeah.
I'm trying to borrow. I'm trying to see how I can borrow word from research methods, because currently I'm doing research methods.
Okay.
How do you start with things that are not human? I'm trying really that, but I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tobista, do you have any work plan that you can share with us? I'm still trying to also look around so that we see how we can help management. I think, Patrick, what we should do, we should maybe have a similar working document, and we'll see if they can adopt, like what you've shared with us for agenda. I think we should have more of new documents to help management, because sometimes might be lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if we can have guidance for them, we can have documents that they can adopt to simplify their work, because even explaining, I think even for them themselves, they are not understanding these documents, because if they were understanding them, they would explain much better.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe let's that is a work for us as board. We should look for other documents to simplify the work of the secretariat in terms of report, and maybe also work plan and budget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I mean, at least I know that we have borrowed knowledge from here and there and so forth to try to create, suppose something that should work for us. And I think, for example, when you look at the budget template, I think Topista has given very good feedback that helped them to readjust it and then build a kind of template that would actually work for us. And I think probably the other thing is more like from them first understanding exactly what they are doing. Cause like when you understand exactly that thing, you can easily defend it, right? Um, so, but apparently, for example, they know concretely they want to buy land. They know they want to buy a land that is 30 by 30 meters, and they want to buy only one, right? And now they think the concept of reach also applies to it, which in my own opinion, in this case, really, I don't see it applying, right?
No, Patrick, it would actually, the reach would apply if the number reasonable, because now this is a annual work plan. You would say 3. So we assume that by the end of the year, we want to have 3 different plots in different locations.
True, very true.
Yeah. But now when you look at these figures, 20, 40. So what?
No, that might be actually something has just crossed my mind.
Yeah.
Could be the 20 is the plot should be able to accommodate 20 staff at any one given time. Possibly that could have been the reasoning behind it, but it really needed to come out clearly.
No, Tobista, sorry to cut you, but when you say like that, also it doesn't make sense, because already here the measurement has been clearly say that 30 by 30. Because you cannot measure the number of people that land 30 by 30 can accommodate. It doesn't work. Unless they would say maybe 1, 2. So we would assume that, okay, they want to buy maybe 2 30 by 30 plots in different location or in the same location. You see that?
They've already said 1.
Yes, 1, but there's 20 to reach.
This is interesting.
It is, but these people are prolonging my meeting. I don't know. Patrick.
Yeah.
What should we do?
I'm trying to call Ben, but I think it's not going through. Okay, what should we do really? I am even asking that question now.
Yes,
because now we are getting even more confused than.
Yes, exactly.
The issue of reach should come out very, very clearly. Actually, even up there, they should not put reach. Maybe they should put coverage.
Yeah, maybe coverage or something like that.
Coverage, and then they need to be very clear on that aspect of the coverage.
Yeah, like maybe for example here, maybe they could even define it very clear and say people, such that we know. At least
something like that.
Yeah,
exactly.
And then maybe when you come, for example, down to this really unique one, maybe I don't know, maybe say 20 locations, right? You're getting a 30 by 30 plot of land, 20 locations.
Where it's not applicable, they should be able to show in the coverage not
Yeah,
applicable.
right.
Yeah,
That is
where it's
acceptable.
applicable, they would just put NA, should be able to
Yeah.
work.
Mm.
Ah, wow.
Okay.
So if I don't know again when we can have this meeting again, because even if we say we close it like this, that's mean we've not reached our objectives for this meeting.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I don't know if we should get a rest for a week, and we also give director, he also has a lot of pressure. I can feel that, because there are many things here to explain, and also explaining on email sometimes might not work, but also time. So
Yeah, but
we have time for another meeting. I don't know, maybe a week from now, so that maybe I can call him and say you have to do A, B, C, D, so that in the meeting we expect exactly that what is supposed to do, so that to help us, because if there were clear explanation, trust me, we would not even have 2 days meeting. And the other day I said, at least we should try and look for a place of network. For me, since morning, my phone has been in power, because anytime power might go, we should have, if we say we are coming for meeting, we have to plan ourselves. You need to
absolutely.
charge your phones, let your phone at least, have power, and you should look for a place that has internet.
True.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
I really don't know though.
Yeah, and the
No, Chair, you're absolutely right, because it makes no sense when we know we are going to have a meeting, and these inconveniences, these are things that are within our control,
that's very
make
true.
us fail to deliberate on. These are critical issues, really critical issues that should not be dragging on and on.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
internet, power, battery, that should not be.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know. I mean, we can't also just take off their reach and so forth and so forth. You know what? Let me see if I can call him directly.
Yeah, try, but
Yeah.
still we postpone the meeting.
Okay.
Yeah, you try reach him, because now if maybe his phone is off, what are we going to do? If he comes back with 2% battery, it will not capture. At least if we would reach agenda number 13,
Yeah.
is new business there, at least we say, okay, at least for now we've reached somewhere. Let's leave out A or B or action plans, those things, we leave them out. That would really make sense. But we are still in 8.
Yeah.
You see?
I have another suggestion though. Is that given that we've had these instances happen recurringly, let's have maybe more than 2 representatives from the management each board meeting, so that if one drops off, the other stays to answer the questions that need to be answered, and we move on.
Yes, that's why I was asking for finance, because I said she would be the one to present the financial report. And where we ask question where she cannot answer, director would come in and say, let me clarify on this. That would really work, Patrick. I think, yeah, we have to. I don't know if we can engage our main finance or the current one who is supporting under bridge project. We need to have one of them.
Yeah, because at least if we have one person from the management drop off, there should be one, because they develop these documents collectively. That means they are capable of explaining it as being senior management members. So
Sure.
so they could, one drops off, the other could still be in the meeting, and the meeting goes on, right? And right now, I think we are having all these challenges, which we have registered also in previous meeting, because we only have one person and who sometimes does not also understand their own documents to explain them better. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know,
that is a good
Topista, what do you think about it?
Yeah, I think it is a good suggestion to have two of them, like you have rightly put it, so that when one drops off, the other one can still be there to answer some of the questions. Because it's like now we are at the mercy
Of that one
the
person.
management here, and we cannot move forward. There are critical issues which we cannot just ignore and continue with our meeting when their input is very critical, being that they're on the ground.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know. Have you tried calling him?
Yeah, the number is not going through.
That's mean it's actually off. So what should we do?
This is actually a tough one, but maybe what we should do, which is really a wild idea from me now, is that we might have to, because the policy allows 3 people to pass a resolution. Now, no, not resolution, rather. I mean to have a quorum. So literally, as we are right now, we still have a quorum to be able to make decisions, as at least for our board policy. But maybe a suggestion that I'm making forward is that some of these things under reach that we really can't understand them, we might have to cross them. Like there's a way you can do this. I don't know. There's let me check. I think there's a way you can do crossing like this. Yeah. I don't know if that makes sense. It's like we can have all those other things crossed that way, and then maybe approve it, but with the subject to
Explanation.
revision, let's say, something like that. Oh, for them to explain what those things are. But apparently, since we don't understand what they are, but we understand other bits of it, and this is the only section which is really like hard to understand, maybe we take them off and require that they explain, right? Or maybe even include other question marks to it.
Yes.
But
Or we can then put maybe Patrick, we can put colors also.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can put any color, yellow or something, and they have to figure it out. Or we can put small comment. This need more clarity.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if we just take that straight away, if your laptop can do that.
Yeah, my laptop can do that.
Yeah, let's look at the work plan where we don't understand. Just let's put yellow, 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 and a small explanation.
Yeah. Topi, do you think it's okay for us to do that?
Yes, I agree.
Because apparently we are in April.
No, that's okay.
Okay, so I will write like needs more clarity, like that.
Yeah.
Let me remove the other thing. this one off like that, and then put yellow like that. Okay. Another thing is lobby for offices space from the local governments for CECI offices in Obongi and the Koboko municipality. And then here I don't know if they intend if they intend to reach to 10 offices, government offices or what, I don't know.
We also need a yellow there.
You can put here, needs more clarity. Share documentations with the something here. Create a cloud one. This one is when he went off.
Yeah.
Share, collect, document impactful stories and so forth. They want to do this. Yeah, I don't know this one. I don't know if they intend to do this 4 times in a year and they intend to collect 40 stories. I have no idea. Yeah. So
yeah,
needs more clarity too. Provide training. This one's a bit clearer. I'll put here people, maybe at least assume these are people. Utilize digital and social media platforms like Facebook to reach a wider audience, increase engagement and spread. This one also needs more clarity because I don't know what they is. I don't know if they intend to reach out to 1,000 people, but the 4 in this case would not make sense what it means.
Maybe the 4 they are talking about are the platforms. 4 platforms. And then
and at least they want around 1,000 people.
Makes sense.
To probably have access.
Makes sense. Okay.
Sorry, I'm having trouble connecting.
Oh, sorry. Let me put off my Alexa.
The router and echo device. So try.
Sorry about that. Okay. So I will leave that one. Develop a media and communications guide for CECI to maximize visibility and support, including key messages and tactics. Oh, are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Oh. Are you guys able to hear me? Because I'm unable to hear you actually. I don't know what happened.
I can hear you. You still can't hear?
Okay, if you're able to hear me, would you like to raise up maybe your hand or something? Because I'm unable to hear anything at all. Okay, Tavista's raised. I think she's hearing me, but I'm not hearing you. I don't know what the issue. Maybe I should put back my Alexa.
Yes?
Patrick is saying he cannot hear us.
No. Someone was knocking at my door. Sorry.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe because I plugged off my Alexa has disrupted it.
No. I'm online.
Oh, I can hear you now. Did someone say something?
No, I said somebody was knocking at my door, so I went to.
I cannot still hear, but it felt like I had something at least.
He is very clear. I don't know why.
Alexa, come on. Yep, right there. Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh my God, Alexa can be annoying. Okay.
Chair,
Yes.
I would like to really propose something.
Oh.
I think it is going to come back to what Emmanuel proposed the other time.
Mm-hmm.
I would think there are some of those items in our agenda that can push to the Q2 board meeting, and then we shall concentrate on key things because now we have this work plan which we need to finalize, and then maybe when it comes to the external audit, I would suggest what critical thing there we really need to look at is the management letter, whether what key issues were raised by the external auditor, so that the board is aware, because that is where critical issue, organizational issues that need to be addressed are raised. Then the others, we could push them to our next meeting, because it's like, if we are going to drag this, we can call an extraordinary meeting to complete the unfinished tasks, especially the work plan, resolve it once and for all, because it's supposed to be a working document that will really guide our operations. And then we need to know about the management letter, because in the next audit, if we didn't resolve the previous issues that were identified, they will still feature again in this year's audit. So those are things that we really need to avoid, and it would be important that we look through it. And of course, that means that the ED should have furnished us with information on that, maybe giving us the scanned copies of those documents to look through. Yeah, that is the idea I really want to put forward, so that we can separate issues that we need to solve now and issues that can be moved to the next board, so that we don't burden our new chair to have too many things on her table. Thank you.
Thank you. That was touching. I don't know what you will say, Irene.
Yeah. When we see with time, actually, not only me, but also the whole board members, because I cannot conduct meeting alone. That means we need to spare time and again, come. But maybe we can identify things that are very important that needs our attention now, and we handle it. Then things to do with finance, like the annual institutional audit report. Maybe that one we can do in fact meeting. And things like registration of CECI as NGO, that one, even if we push in the next meeting, it's not very urgent. Finance policy review is something we need to look at, since now since the finance report is complicated. And also when we see report from the Finance and Audit Committee is very clear. So we need to review the policy and match with the reports. and see where to, attach them. So these are the things I look at, and CECI annual report 2020. Still, we can do it in the next meeting. Then what we need, because when is our second board meeting?
I think in June or July. It's either the end of June. June or the beginning of July.
Yeah, so the new business is another things that need our attention, because I think by July, our annual work plan may expire. So no strategic plan may expire. So we should maybe for now have a committee and we start working on these documents, so that by the time that one expires, because we are left with probably 2 months only. So I don't know if within this period if we push this in the next meeting, that means organization might not work well without this strategic plan. Most of these things are very important. So this is what I can say, Tobista and Patrick. We cannot push each and everything, but at least there are 2-3 key things that really we need to handle.
Chair, if I may, with your permission.
Yeah, it's okay.
Thank you. I wanted to ask our Finance and Audit Committee Chair to find out from her if it is possible that they could discuss, for example, the audit report, at least have like all those other things in the FAC meeting. Is that possible, Chair?
Tobista, is she in?
Yes, I'm in. I think that is possible. That will
Okay.
mean we need to isolate the issues that touch us, the committee, and we discuss them there. Which is okay, it's possible.
Agenda 11.
Okay. In that case, it sounds good. It sounds good then. That means agenda.
So, Patrick?
Yeah.
But kindly highlight agenda 11.
Okay.
So you put decision we are making, so that next time we can have these 2 documents, so that it doesn't confuse us.
Yeah. Are you able to see the minutes?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
I mean the agenda. The agenda. Are you able to see the agenda?
No.
For me, I have my.
Okay, let me.
You see from your.
Yeah. Are you seeing it now?
No. Yes.
Okay. So here we have where is it? Financial report.
It is 11.
It's 11.
Financial report.
Oh, it's here. Yeah, audit report. Yeah.
It is annual institutional audit report.
Yeah,
it is
this
11.
one here. Yeah. So I'll put here so this will be discussed in the quarterly Finance and Audit Committee meeting. Topic. Is there another thing that from the agenda that could be discussed in your meeting?
Finance policy review.
Okay.
Number
And
9.
by the way, Topi and the team really did a great job with the finance policy. I had a look through. It was really amazing.
Agenda 9.
I'm going to share as well the financial policy. There's some things to do with formatting and stuff like that. I'll work on those. I'll find time to do that, and I'll share with the finance and audit committee chair.
Okay.
Yeah. I think those are the other two, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So meeting.
So your pardon? Chair, you said something?
Oh,
You said something I didn't get what that was.
Agenda 10. Number 10.
Oh, yeah.
Can we put for the second board meeting in
the
second quarter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is it.
And maybe you color them, okay, so that our comment is seen very clear as we share. And also the CECI annual report, that is agenda number 12.
Okay. Let me highlight these ones. Let me also highlight these items particularly. Then you were saying which agenda item? The annual report?
12. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, I think those are the ones. Okay, those are the ones. Okay, yeah, I have this saved.
So maybe in look at the work plan, financial report for this quarter, and strategic plan,
which is under open issues. I mean, new business. Yeah.
Yes, open issues, annual work plan and budget, and financial report for quarter 1.
Yeah.
Those are things we can.
Okay. Chair. So if we are discussing, for instance, say approving the annual work plan, would need to like give maybe a specific time period, let's say maybe 5 working days, to ensure that they are able to provide feedback and we have it signed. Is that something that can work?
Yeah, that's why we say we give director a week, because all these documents need to bring them back.
Yeah.
Then we can plan for a meeting 1 week from now. Then we give them a week to clarify everything as it comes that day. Now, if it is okay, then we can approve. If not, it's pending. We can use documents while, you know, we still keep on reviewing them for decision.
Yeah. So, okay. So let me write here under the work plan. Actually, let me just put directly ED. Okay. And then the budget.
Yeah, I think they're together.
Okay. So when should the 5 days start? From next Monday, this very Monday that it starts?
Yeah. To Friday. That's mean around to Friday. That's mean either Friday we should have our meeting or again Sunday next week.
Wait. Oh, we will have a meeting? Do you think we should have a meeting or just have it approved on email? If they have
no,
provided
because
a comment.
We can also want like a plan for strategy. Have to discuss about, and also issues on financial report.
Yeah.
Which we didn't clarify, and remember action points.
Yeah, Chair, your network is breaking.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, now you sound much better.
Okay, so I was saying, I was telling you about areas that director has not reacted on, like our action points for previous meeting, and also we need explanation on financial report.
Yeah.
Yes, and payrolls, and also reason why we've shared the financial policy here. Maybe they have comment. Those are things that need physical meeting. No, our meeting like this. But also, if it's not necessary, we can leave. But the strategic plan that we need to develop.
Mhm.
We need to form a committee.
Yeah.
And we see how the committee can start working upon this.
Yeah.
So these are reasons why I said we should have another meeting.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, but
Mhm.
we have to first hear from all of us.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Copy. What do you say? And also, it would be good, ideally, supposed to hear from them how, if they have also, if they're able to have to join for a meeting. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
by Sunday next.
Yeah. Topi was saying something as well.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Chair. What I was just going to mention is like what the Chair said. These are critical issues that have a lot of bearing on our approval process.
Yeah.
Things to do with the clarifications from management
Mhm.
on the work plan, on the budget, on the financial report. And then, like she has said, the strategic plan need to form the committee and that can start their work. So
Yeah.
I believe it needs a Zoom meeting.
Mhm.
Then we resolve this and then we move forward.
Yeah. Okay. I will put here, say, when do you think that should be, on Sunday?
Yeah, Sunday next week.
Okay. Topi, does that work?
No. Sunday is Easter.
Oh, Sunday is Easter.
Unless
How
we put it on Monday.
Okay.
Even Monday, it's Easter Monday. How about Saturday, Patrick? Is that okay with you?
In the evening, yeah, in the evening would work for me. Yeah.
From what time to what time?
If we can have like what we started this day, I think should be fine.
4 to 6.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that okay with you, Tobisa?
Yeah, Saturday will be okay.
Yeah.
4 to 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
From 7, I will go to church, but 4 to 6 is okay.
Okay. Let me check the calendar and see. It would be 8th.
Okay.
Strategic plan. And I think that and LMS. Okay, that is it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So what I will do is I will share this along with the recordings on email. And so, Chair, I think it will be up to you to follow up with them.
Okay.
Particularly the ED and the management in general, about their availability on 8th from that time. And then, yes, about their availability to be able to attend the meeting on that time. And once you're able to establish that, you can let me know, and then I can send out
A Zoom.
Zoom invite.
Yeah. I will do that tomorrow.
Okay.
By 5 p.m. because Monday is a very hectic day for me. I have my lecture from 7 to 5. So after
Wow.
5, Yeah, after 5, I'm going to contact director and
Yeah.
see if he says it's okay, then
Yeah.
immediately I will inform you. But I don't know if again we need data. I don't know if we shall be able to keep our data up to that day.
Absolutely, they might have to provide data, definitely.
Okay.
Because the more
Okay.
they
Then
prolong these
so,
meetings from their end, the more it's costing as well.
yeah, you see.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I will also let him know about the data if we can send. Then I will also talk to Emma and see if he will be available.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay, sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah. So anything more before we close?
Maybe Chair is a comment maybe that I will make ahead of the meeting is that as we will be forming the committee, let's think of as well strategies how they will work. Because we know like we are developing a new strategic plan and resource mobilization strategy, and probably ideally when we'll be having the conversation, we will agree on how long this new one should be and all those things. And I thought as well that we should maybe have time to think about the strategy that we think the committee should work ahead of that time. For example, if we are thinking around saying we are forming this committee, but the committee will really be responsible for overseeing a consultant that will be responsible for doing this work, but it will be managed by that committee. Or if we are saying the committee actually is the one doing the work itself and all those things. So to think about all of this, yeah, because it's if we are developing a new strategic plan and should we agree on a bigger plan of many years, then I we might want as well like have that in mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, over to you.
Okay. Thank you. Tobisa, anything?
Not really, not really. I think now we are making some progress after isolating these issues. We are making good progress.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, yes. It's actually encouraging. You know, we are learning a lot. If one day we are to be in such position of being a director of finance school, you'll really learn from here. You say, okay, if I give a report, I should have this is a learning point, and I appreciate that so much. And I also appreciate our time, because now an hour, I think 1 hour, almost 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And we've not complained of time, that it's time we should leave. That shows how committed we are.
Yeah.
It's a sacrifice that we should continue, with for us to grow. It's a good thing. It's encouraging me that we can go beyond time like this and not complain. But I also would like to say sorry for any inconvenience, because we started the meeting late and the meeting is not moving the way we want. At some point, I was asking myself, is it me trying to insist on other things? But at last, I saw like all our minds are directed in the same thing.
Yeah.
So we are trying to, achieve the objectives of this meeting and the objective of the board.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So this is so encouraging. Thank you so much for the time, and let's have our meeting again next week on Saturday. Let's keep time, at least. Patrick, please.
Yeah. This time I
You're
won't
going
mess
to
up.
Next, you're going to have a fine if you delay like that. It's not
I
big.
I will make sure to really look at those invites very critically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much, members. Thank you for being in, getting good place for network. It's not easy, but we manage. It's a good night. It's a good day for Patrick. Thank you so much. I am really, really, really honored to have a team of this, committed youths. Thank you so much. To be sparing, leaving your family, coming to sit for this meeting for long. It's a big sacrifice that I really want to say thank you so much. And may God bless you for that.
Amen. The
Yeah.
pizza has a golden heart.
Yes.
We all do.
Every mother, every woman has a golden heart.
True.
Yeah. So I respect her so much for that. It's not easy. I fear to get married because some men don't understand. They sit like they say, you're taking my time. I'm supposed to be with you. You're every time for meeting, and our meetings are always weekend. It's no days you should go with your family out. So Tobias, I'm learning from you.
Now, actually, there are members who are not around. They have been trying to call, but I keep putting them off because they would interrupt my meeting. But of course, they understand that these are critical issues, and they're also proud that I have to be in a board. It shows that I have grown.
Yeah.
Wow,
So
yes.
it is how can I say? It's not an inconvenience really, because they know the importance of having these meetings and being practical.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you. It's a big sacrifice. Just before I forget, um, Geoffrey, I think due to network problem, he left the meeting. But we earlier communicated with him. He said he is doing a fundraising for his school. He need around 15 million for him to accomplish his degree. Is now finalizing with diploma. He had so far raised 7 million. So he need more 6 million, 9 million for him to finish. So he asked if it is okay for us to share, for him to share the information here. I said, yes, I can share. During that time, I don't want to disappoint him. He's trying to raise his tuition, and he had already raised 6 to 7 million, which is really encouraging. So if you have anything little, please reach him direct on his phone number. See how you can support him. Even that little will create a difference. And my kind request to Patrick is if you can at least open a page where we can share online. People can maybe do fundraising for him online, even those who does not know him. I think online fundraising is very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can share with the on the page of window. I can access their page. I can share with them. But also, I'm going to share the contact for the student for with him. He's a very good guy to contact Geoffrey direct so that they communicate. And if because for them they give full funding. And if you can create a page where we can also share online, that is little we can contribute to a member who I'm really not regretting working with Geoffrey. Is a mind I am looking for, is a mind I pray to grow, because he's a very kind bright, youths. So it is good if he can accomplish. I know how it feels, leaving your school halfway.
Yeah.
When I was in KIU, I could not, my sponsor died. I went back to the settlement. It was not easy. By now, I would be having my degree. So this is a ALB that I wanted to share with us.
Yeah.
So let's have it as we go and we think about that.
Yeah.
Think about who you can connect him to, not really giving in money, but you can also connect to organization that sponsor students. You can also send in contribution. You can also share the link maybe with your friends that you think can contribute, so that the next 2 years we celebrate this achievement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's noted.
Okay. That's my last word, if there's nothing.
Sure. Thank you so much, everyone. This was amazing.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye,
you,
Topi.
Chair. Thank you, Patrick. Bye-bye. I came to office because I had some few things also to do.
No
So I
worries
have
at all.
to go.
No worries at all. Okay. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. See you guys.